sensors, and the metal rigging around the pod shook to life. She fired the engines long enough to bring the pod alongside the bomb, then released her net. The zapper pressed gently into the quiet squeeze of the collapsing fibrinet, losing all forward momentum and hanging, a coruscating emerald marble in the sky.
"The master at work,"
Lynn sounded pleased.
"Natalie, you're on and looking good."
"You're not so bad yourself," Natalie said. The team's salvage ordnance engineer, Natalie Chan, was in her late 20s, a 3-year Aurora anti-Vi combat vet with the scars and attitude to match. When Ash first heard Natalie's calm voice, she'd guessed her age to be around 15, a teenager playing with gaming tablets, rather than someone who could defuse entire minefields before breakfast, a virtual hero of the line. Ash forced out a chuckle. "Stop flirting, you two. I'm about to drop a present down the chimney." "Too much chatter." Keller had returned to the comm from wherever she'd been, and with her, a ragged sense of decorum. Ash stared into the open maw of the salvage bay. Her ship, 25, looked like all the others of its line, stocky and serviceable, with a safety rating of 97% and a drab name to match. 25's square, commonplace hull was built to slot into any number of Auroran maintenance ports on any number of company-run space stations. The ship's dark matte paint and hard curves were meant to conceal rather than impress. Most of 25 was cargo space and storage bays. The crew lived on the cramped middle deck, stuffed between the med bay and engineering storage. The ship's full integrated anti-grav was a reward for their stellar work on last quarter's company goals. Compared to the mine on Bittersweet, it was paradise. It had been Ashlyn's home for well over a year. She felt better these days, more confident. The zapper was an isolated incident. That's all, she told herself. It isn't a symptom. I'm still too close to my exposure date for symptoms. Nobody's going to notice. I can still finish my indenture and make it to citizenship. She could see Natalie's guide light and adjusted her trajectory in milldegrees, pushing the pod and its precious contents back toward the ship. When Ash was close enough, Natalie rushed forward in an EV suit. Her smart brown eyes gleamed through the faceplate. Natalie detached the net using a pair of long pliers. For a moment, Ashlyn thought she was looking at a small child in a large and dangerous Halloween costume. "Oh, what Christmas morning fun," Natalie said. On the bridge, Keller sighed. "Please, concentrate." Ash made sure Natalie cleared the cargo safety line before engaging a new trajectory back toward London's R&D ring, taking a hard right at some railgun debris. She liked flying in vacuum. She was good at it. Natural talent, Keller had said. The comms went silent as the dead cruiser leered at her once again in the ancient silence of the living stars. She aimed her pod at London's science level and spiked the burners, taking the trip slow and steady to calm her zapper-fried nerves. The starship's open belly swallowed the stars around the forecamera, and she dropped down a corridor-turned access shaft. Last week's work had been quiet and gruesome. The Vi coup de grace had surprised London's research cadre as they had gathered in their lab-level conference room to look over some sort of mid-battle development. There they remained, floating silent and shocked, until the salvage team arrived to take them home. That had been Ash's least favorite part of this job. Finding, identifying, and cataloging the bodies, their nails and eyelashes crusted with frost, their eyes wide with sudden, eternal surprise, their white coats filled with the gruesome evidence of explosive decompression. It reminded her entirely too much of the last days of her time in the mines on Bittersweet after the Vi attack, after she'd been dragged out of the wreckage by Keller and her new Auroran family. Her friends on Bittersweet had been loaded like this, coffin by coffin, onto 25, onto an Auroran salvage ship.